Welcome to today's Explainer. If you're a young person currently living in a foster home, well, this one is made specifically for you. We're going to break down your day-to-day life, your hobbies, and exactly how you fit into the household step by step. So grab a comfortable seat, get focused, and let's jump right in. Okay, let's dive into this. In pretty much every single family out there, having activities is a completely normal part of a regular week. But these activities generally fall into two distinct buckets, the things we do alone and the things we do together. Like, maybe your alone time looks like reading a book, drawing, or just playing a video game in your room to recharge your batteries. Totally fine. On the flip side, together time might be a family movie night, going for a walk outside, or maybe a slightly chaotic attempt at baking cookies as a group. Both of these are completely valid, and figuring out how to balance the two is absolutely crucial for a healthy, happy home. Section 1. Important words to know. Now, before we get into the bigger questions about your specific situation, having the right vocabulary is kind of like having the right tools in a toolbox. It gives you the foundation to have a clear, empowering conversation with your foster parents or your social worker. And the very first word is the most basic one, an activity. So what does this actually mean in practice? Well, simply put, an activity is literally just something you do. It doesn't have to be some highly organized, expensive sport with uniforms and crazy weekend schedules. I mean, sure, it could be joining a local club, but it could also just be a weekly routine of playing a board game or watering a garden. It's just anything you do on purpose to spend your time in a fun or meaningful way. And that brings us to the next word, active. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it shifts us from a thing, an activity, to an action-oriented state of being. Being active means you're engaged. You aren't just sitting by, letting the day pass you by. You're intentionally doing something. It's all about movement and energy, whether that's physical movement, like playing a sport, or mental movement, like learning a brand new skill or digging into a challenging book. Okay, our third word is participate, which really brings in the social side of living in a foster home. To participate basically means to join in. It's that vital feeling of inclusion, of being a welcomed part of what the foster family is actually doing. When the family has an activity going on, participating means you're right there in the mix with them, sharing that experience and building those connections. And finally, we have the word decide. Now, this is an incredibly powerful one. To decide means to make a choice. And we're highlighting this right now just to remind you of your own power. Because being in a foster home absolutely doesn't mean everything in your life is just chosen for you by adults. As you grow and settle in, deciding how you spend your free time is a right you should feel totally comfortable using. Section 2. Your role and your choices. Right now, I want you to do some active reflection. Here's your first question. What activities does your foster home usually have? Just take a quick second to think about that. Does the family usually go hiking on weekends? Do they always watch a specific TV show together on Thursday nights? Or maybe everyone kind of does their own separate thing after dinner? Whatever it is, just mentally map out what those typical routines and habits actually look like in your home right now. And now, building on that thought, which activities do you participate in? Think about your own specific involvement for a second. Out of all those things the family does that you just thought of, which ones do you actively join? And are you happy with that level of participation? Listen, it's completely okay if you don't want to join every single thing, but it's really important to recognize where you currently fit into the family shared time. Let's move to and see how this builds. Are there any other activities you would like to participate in? This is your chance to dream a little bit. Put aside any worries about rides or money or busy schedules for just a second. What do you genuinely want to do? Is it playing soccer? Learning to play the guitar? Maybe joining a local theater group or a coding club? Identifying what you actually want is the very first crucial step to making it happen. Which brings us to a massive question. Can you be part of deciding activities in your foster home? Just let the weight of that sink in for a moment. Do you feel like you actually have a seat at the table when weekend plans are being made? Remember our definition of decide from earlier? This is entirely about your voice and your power to choose within the family unit. Because your voice matters, and it absolutely should play a role in shaping what the family does together. Section 3. Why is this important? Let's shift the focus toward the deeper purpose behind all of this. Why is it important to be active and do different things? Well, it's not just about filling time on a clock so you aren't bored. Think back to our definition of being active. Doing different things challenges your brain. It helps you discover hidden talents, and it builds up your self-confidence. But more than that,
Doing things together builds real trust and connection with your foster family. It's exactly how strong bonds are formed and how a house truly starts to feel like a home. So, the crucial point is you need to have a conversation about this. We've brought together all these reflection points into a really simple roadmap for you. You've got the home's routines, your participation, what you actually want to do, and your right to decide. You can literally bring this exact list of points to your foster parents or your social worker to guide a real, structured conversation about your life and your goals.
And I want to leave you with one final, highly practical, and honestly slightly provocative question to kickstart that conversation. Do you get financial support for leisure activities? Sometimes the only thing standing between you and an amazing new hobby is just the cost of the equipment or a sign-up fee. You have the right to ask about this. Is there an allowance or specific funding available for you to pursue your interests? Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. Take what you've learned here, start the conversation, and go find out what's possible for you. Thanks for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.